Now we normally do travel promos across the USA, but today I'm going to show you how this Powerboost F150 might just be the very best road trip vehicle there is. And it's pet friendly too, right Bailey? Come with us, let's take it for a spin.
The Powerboost Engine is the 14th generation of the F-150, America's best-selling truck, which was introduced in 2021. And in the last 4 years, Ford has tweaked the Powerboost to make it what I think is the ultimate road trip or work truck, with some great features that you just don't find in other trucks. We'll give a detailed rundown of the Lariat trim, but also compare it with the King Ranch and XLT to see what might be the best trim for you. We'll take it out to the beaches of Tampa Bay, doing MPG tests, demonstrating its capabilities in a variety of situations. I'll show 8 features that you may not even realize this truck has, as well as show some accessories you might be interested in. I am a real owner giving my thoughts. You may want to subscribe as we do travel videos. In fact, we have a big 3-video series in the Florida Keys in the next 3 months where we'll be showing this truck and keeping track of its performance, and using it to tow an RV trailer soon, Lord willing. In the winter, we film mostly in Florida, and in the summers, we do videos across the USA. So click the notification bell to see all that. If you are in the Tampa Bay area, I recommend Jarrett Scott Ford in Plant City. My salesman, Robert, was great. And also the service department has been excellent so far. So I drove a Chevy High Country Baby Diesel the last year, and a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel the previous 3 years. Those were good trucks and was happy with them, but made the switch to Ford because of the 7.2 kilowatt generator it has, and also the 0% financing.
This is the truck for the active lifestyle. Cool off from that Florida heat. Now this isn't an e-bike, but if it were an e-bike, I could be charging this as well. And might as well do some yard work while I'm at it. So I've been preparing for getting an RV trailer, and over the last few months I've been looking at all kinds of generators and ways that I can have enough power to boondock. Then I saw that Ford has this 7.2 kilowatt onboard power generator. I thought, well, that would be ideal. I could recharge my battery while I'm driving, regardless whether the sun is shining or not.
Now to power your trailer, you just need this 30 amp to 30 amp adapter. I'll put a link below.
Now the Powerboost hybrid engine comes with several trims with that Pro onboard 7.2 kilowatt generator. You can get it with the XLT or the Lariat, which I have. It also comes with the King Ranch right here, and then also gets with the upper Platinum trim. Now the King Ranch is about another $7,000 more than the Lariat. I thought the Lariat really had about 90 to 95% of all the features, so I didn't go with the King Ranch. But the King Ranch does have some nice leather seats.
The King Ranch gives you the plush, western-looking interior, real leather seats and center console with wood accents throughout.
And this King Ranch does give you a nice two-tone paint finish.
The Lariat has ActiveX seats, also called pleather. That is synthetic leather, but looks and feels like real leather. It is more stain resistant, easier to maintain, and handles extreme temperatures better than leather, more dog friendly. The dashboard and the upper part of the door has this denim looking stitching. Looks durable. You do have the softer synthetic leather armrest. The most inexpensive trim the Powerboost comes in is the XLT. Those have cloth seats. Frankly, I like the looks of the tires better on the XLT. Less bling, more rugged. And the F-150s are made in Dearborn, Michigan and Kansas City, Missouri.
And Bailey preferred the Lariat, and the Ford seats, I think, blow away the Chevy seats. GM and Chevy never have had very good seats. Well, the ActiveX seat covers are very comfortable as they are. I chose to cover them with these Yovani seat covers made of boxed leather, and it makes it super comfortable. I'll put a link in the description below. And you got plenty of leg room here. Of course, when I drive, I kind of sit closer to the wheel, but I mean, look at all that leg room. I'm 5'11", and there's still plenty of headroom. It's got an easy lever to pull up the seats. Here you got plenty of storage. I have my GoPro accessories right there. Pretty flat. This is a little bit elevated. but mostly flat. Although I will say the RAM is the best with the storage. In the RAM, you have the little storage compartment like underneath here. In the Lariat, you have a total of 5 USB-Cs and 1 USB-A, one of each right there along with your phone charger. There's 2 at the bottom of the center console, and another 2 in the rear seat area, as well as a 120 volt and a 12 volt, as well as another 120 volt in the front. And keep in mind, these are 20 amp outlets, so you can plug in something beefy like a refrigerator. Now, in order to get that 7.2 kilowatt generator, you got to do the Powerboost engine. This Powerboost combines a 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 engine with an electric motor and battery. The electric motor assists with the acceleration, and it's a smooth transition from the electric motor to the gasoline engine. In fact, I can hardly notice when it goes from electric to gasoline. So a lot of hybrid engines focus on fuel economy, and this does give you a little bit of better fuel economy than the equivalent gas engine. However, it's called Powerboost because what it really does is give you more power with 430 horsepower, 570 pounds of torque. That's what makes it great for towing, and it's just a smooth ride. It's a quiet ride. You can see how quiet the cab is. In fact, Bailey's panting is a lot louder than the truck's engine. You can see these motorcyclers going by me pretty loud, and you can see how quiet it is. So we're going to merge back onto US 60, see how much pickup we got here. Pretty easy, and keep in mind, I wasn't flooring it. The engine is in its braking period, so I'm not wanting to put the pedal to the metal.
The FX4 on the back of the F150s means it is equipped with the off-road package. While you can get the four-wheel drive without having this package, this includes a locking rear axle, skid plates to protect the underbody, off-road tuned shocks, and hill descent control. The Powerboost Lariat has 7 available drive modes that allow you to adjust the truck's performance to your driving conditions. There's off-road, slippery, sport, normal, eco mode, rock crawl, and tow haul mode, which adds informational screens to your digital dashboard related to towing. In addition, the Synch 4 monitor will guide you with a center line right to the ball of the trailer and has a camera looking down on the hitch.
Pro trailer setup right here, your trailer brake right here.
This truck has max tow. While the tow haul optimizes transmission and engine performance, Max Tow has an upgraded axle, enhanced cooling systems, heavier brakes, and improved springs. On non-Powerboost engines, also includes a 36-gallon tank, but on the hybrid trucks, it's a 30.6-gallon tank, due to the space that the electrical system takes up.
And this truck definitely feels much lighter than the Chevy Silverado. It feels more like driving a car than it does driving a truck. Now, as far as suspension, this feels completely comfortable. Now, if you're going over a whole lot of bumps, the Ram and the Silverado should handle those bumps a little bit better than the Ford. So the F-150s are built on an aluminum body, which makes it lighter than their GM and Ram counterparts. Now the hybrid adds a little weight. The battery and all that makes the Powerboost hybrid heavier than the other Ford trucks, but it still feels extremely light. Now the cargo capacity of both the 5.5 bed and the 6.5 bed is 1,750 pounds. Now the size of the 5.5 bed is 52.8 cubic feet, or the 6.5 bed here is 62.3 cubic feet. And in case you're wondering, this Lear 1350 cover adds about 75 pounds. Now that kind of weight is not really going to add much to the MPG, but it's going to give you more aerodynamic, so it's probably going to increase your MPG.
If in the Tampa Bay area, you can get these covers at Topper King, located in Brandon and Clearwater.
So you can see the difference between the 5.5 bed and the 6.5 bed. Gives you a little bit of room. Now that is going to negatively affect your turning radius.
Now, let's talk about 8 features that you may not know this truck has, which I think separates it from the competition. First, of course, the onboard power generator. But there's also zone lighting.
So what zone lighting is, you can operate all the zones around the truck, and this is awesome for a campground. So you do your left side, rear, right side, front. So the lights come from the mirror, and it lights up everything on the ground right around your truck.
Third, maybe the feature that you'll use the most is auto hold.
Now, when you come up to a red light, once you stop completely, you can take your foot off the gas and it holds. With my Silverado and then my Ram, so I'll shift to neutral just to save the brake or give my leg a rest. And then when the light turns green, have to hurry and shift it back and drive. Here, there's none of that. Then when the light turns green, you just hit the gas pedal and you go.
Fourth is mobile office, where the center console folds down, giving you a nice flat table space for a laptop. This allows me to post videos from the truck. Fifth is a locking gas cap. I was always so nervous with my Ram and Silverado that someone could put substances in my gas tank that could cause damage to my truck. No need to worry on the F-150s. 6, I like the running board that it is static. I don't have to wait for it to open and close. It's a good size, not too big and not too small. If you do like the powered running boards, they're on the King Ranch and the Platinum. 7, turning lights.
And if you notice, as I turn the wheel to the right, then the right side of the truck lights up. Or as I turn my wheel to the left side lights up.
And finally, for music on your USB devices, it keeps your folders.
You keep your music in folders like I do. You go to Explore Device, and it keeps your folders. You can see I got all my music categorized by genres. So say there's the tropical music. If I hit that, I can play all my tropical music.
This, the B&O Unleashed 14-speaker sound system that is included with Equipment Group 502A, has speakers in the pillars, headliner, front and rear doors, with a subwoofer under the rear seat.
This moonroof here comes standard with the King Ranch and the Platinum, and you can order it with the Lariat and the XLT.
This twin-panel moonroof and powered rear window makes this excellent for nature drives. Could you imagine this on Newfound Gap Road in the Smokies? Just one of the things that makes this the best road trip vehicle. But wait, there's more.
Now Ford has a Blue Cruise. It's equivalent to Chevy and GM Super Cruise. Now with both the Super Cruise and the Blue Cruise, it has sensors where it watches your eyes to make sure you're paying attention to the road. On the Chevy Silverado, the sensor is right here, so it takes up a lot of your leather on the steering wheel. On the Ford Blue Cruise system, the sensors are there, and that's good because it doesn't take up any space on the steering wheel, so you get the full leather steering wheel in this Ford. And by the way, these lights you don't see in the cab. You're only seeing it through the camera lens. It's something that the camera lens picks up, but the natural eyes do not see these lights that are right there. You know, when I bought the Chevy Silverado, I didn't think I would use that Super Cruise. I never thought I would really trust it, but this is ideal on a long interstate. It helps to take the stress off of a long drive. The thing that had me considering really going to the King Ranch is the heads-up display. I really love the way that Ford does the heads-up display. And on the stickers on these Lariat, it never shows the heads-up display. Well, what it is, if it says Equipment Group 502A, it's most likely that truck is going to have the heads-up display. And I particularly like that the turn signal's in there too. Plus you got the time, the temperature, and the speed limit sign within it. As we're passing by St. Petersburg, you see Tropicana Field here on the right as they're repairing that roof that was damaged by Hurricane Milton.
I find the Ford Navigation Sync 4 system works better than the GM systems. It recognizes my speech much better.
Where is the nearest Circle K gas store?
Here's what I found. You can say set as destination or call the number. Starting route to Circle K.
Thank you.
Obey traffic laws. Be alert and use
Of course I'm going to obey traffic laws. That's what I do.
Now the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is integrated very well in here, so that might give you more up-to-date traffic info through Google Maps or Waze.
You have reached your destination on your right.
Thank you. And you also have safety features like blind spot alert and cross traffic alert while backing up in a parking lot. So this digital dashboard is pretty good. It's easily scrollable. On the left side here, you got your cruise control where you can set increase speed, decrease speed. You got your volume levels for your Synch 4 system. Now on my Chevy and my Ram, the volume levels were behind the steering wheel. And I kind of like that a little bit better, but that's pretty minor. On the right side is where you scroll through all your digital dash displays, your phone. So this Synch 4 system is just all in all a very good, easy to operate system. The controls are where they should be, very touch receptive. And this has a good balance of hard buttons with screen buttons. Your AC, climate controls, and radio, they're all operated with the hard buttons right here. And even what I like too about this, your cameras is also operated with a hard button right here. So if I click that, you get your camera views up here. This has 360 cameras, which is nice. And you also have your parking assist here and your hill descent control. The interior is just very nice. You got your lighting controls up here, and you can adjust it so it'll turn both lights on or not. Of course, Bailey needs some light when she wants to read.
And all the lights, the screen, the dashboard are dimmable with controls to the left of the steering wheel.
Now the Ram 1500 certainly has the nicest interior of all the trucks. I'd say the buttons here and everything, I think they're in a better spot than even where they were on the Ram. Well, one of the things I don't like about the new Rams, in order to get the features that I wanted, I pretty much had to go to a Limited or a Ram Rebel. And they force you to have a monitor on the passenger side. I don't need a monitor there. Bailey doesn't need a monitor to look at. So you can adjust just about everything on here. I do like the Ford system here that the navigation sits up high. The higher the better, because it keeps your eyes from having to move too far from off the road. With your navigation, you can have a full screen, or you can divide the screen into thirds. Now into thirds you have things you can look at like your Pro Power, onboard power. There's about 7 things that you can scroll through here. Now you see right here I got the bullet point system. It's not fully installed, but I'm going to be installing it so I can put my phone, a Garmin, and a few other things. Bullet point is the best. They make a mounting bracket that's customized to fit the F150s with the 14-speaker sound system. I'll put a link below. We drove here to Anna Maria Island from Tampa, and so far we've traveled 43.3 miles and are averaging 23.6. Now this engine is rated 22 in the city, 24 in the highway. Because of the hybrid engine it is, sometimes it can actually get better gas mileage in the city versus the highways. But when you look at the dealers' websites, they'll say it's 18 to 23. So even the dealers, I think, have acknowledged that you're probably going to get a little bit less than what the sticker of these vehicles do. On this hybrid truck, the rush hour traffic is actually going to save you fuel mileage. And the traffic is where these F-150s really shine, because you're forced to go a little bit slower, and the stop and go doesn't really affect your gas mileage much. It will allow your engine to run more on battery versus the gas. And electric miles are free because you're just basically using the battery of the truck. So this trip from Bradenton to Brandon, Florida was about 37.5 miles, and in that I averaged 25.9, probably averaging 60 miles an hour the whole way.
The digital display has an EV coach that shows when the truck is in electric mode or hybrid mode. The trick is to tap the brakes lightly, which puts it in electric mode, then ease into the gas pedal. You can get some amazing MPG results.
So as a result, if you drive a lot in rush hour traffic, I think this is a great vehicle because the rush hour traffic is not going to decrease your fuel mileage like a normal gas engine would. I stop a lot for 20, sometimes 30 minutes at a time, because a lot of times I'm flying my drone from this truck while I'm parked, of course. So I tend to do a lot of idling. So this is a great truck for somebody who does a lot of idling.
Realistic expectations, normal driving, I'd say it's about 18 to 23 MPG. And towing a 4,000 pound trailer, I'm estimating from other Powerboost owners, it will be about 12 to 14. What do you think? Towing does seem to decrease the MPG, even more so on the Powerboost than other trucks. Let me know what your experience is. Tell me the weight of your trailer and what your MPG has been. Also, this truck can run on 87 octane, although Ford does recommend 93. It seems most owners run 87 though. But when towing a trailer, many will use 93. What octane are you using? In summary, with all the features and technology, I think the Powerboost F150 is the best all-around work and road trip truck. Of course, durability is important too, and only time will tell how it ranks with that. While this is a 2025, the 2026 Powerboost will remain mostly the same. Some aesthetic changes with the front grille, more color options, software updates to Synch 4, changing locations of USB-C is still relevant for the 2026s. So to our channel followers, I believe this truck will help us with efficiency to crank out lots of new travel videos in the coming year. Some of these shots are filmed with the Insta360 X5. I put a link below. Using our product links helps me to create these videos, so thank you for that. And if you see Robert at Jarrett Scott Ford, tell him Randy with Tampa Aerial Media sent you. Next week, we'll be doing the 10 most scenic fall colors highways in the East. And next summer, doing a cross-country trip. Over this winter and spring, lots of Florida East Coast videos crossing the state, as well as the Florida Keys in November. So follow us, not only to keep track of this truck, but also to see lots of informative travel videos. From Florida's West Coast, I wish blessings to you, wherever you may be.